Every year, Polk County Public Schools announces their Teacher of the Year and School-Related Employee of the Year. Polk County Public Schools recognize finalists from all 7 districts, and the overall winners were announced at the Inspire Awards, presented by Mid-Florida Credit Union. The Inspire Awards were held November 7th at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. Enil Alvarado, Crystal Lake Elementaries. Her job is to help students learn English, but she knows it's much deeper than that. For an elementary school student, mastering a new language means becoming more confident and making connections with the peers and feeling accepted at the school. Ms. Alvarado says it brings her great joy to assist students in their academic and social journeys. I'd like to introduce you to Enil. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Well, talk to me a little bit about your career prior to Polk County, or did you start here? What was your career prior to this?
I was born in Puerto Rico, and I graduated there with a bachelor's degree in education, and then I moved here to the area of Tampa. In Tampa Bay, I started also as an ESOL paraprofessional. And then I had to kind of take a little while for my family because my youngest daughter was born with heart disease. And that's a little of my backstory. And so I stayed with my family for a little while until I got here to Polk County. And then Crystal Lake opened the doors for me to be back in the classrooms.
So talk to me a little bit about what you do at Crystal Lake.
At Crystal Lake, I support the English language learners at our school, students that come from different countries that don't speak the English language. I visit the classrooms and I help them around the room. Like I said, it's more than teaching them English, but also feel confident and comfortable in the classroom, making those connections with the teachers, make sure they can communicate, and teaching them all those skills that they need on a daily basis to be part of our community.
Gaining the child's trust. I mean, they're shy to begin with, and the language is a barrier that they're up against. So talk to me a little bit how you gain the child's trust.
For the most part, they feel connected because I speak their native language. For the ones that I don't speak the language, but once they see me, they start seeing us like every day in the classrooms, they start making that connection. This is the person I can go to when I need to, and that's when we start feeling it's just being there every day, supporting them when they start getting that trust and they feel that they can come to us if they need anything around the classroom or anything on their subject areas that they can, make that connections with us, and that's how we establish that trust. It's just showing up every day with a positive attitude and uplifting, words for them. You can do it, because most of them are unsure, and most of the families come to us, uncertain on what's going to happen to their children because they don't speak the language. How are they going to be part of this community when they don't know how to communicate? So we help them with that.
As a paraprofessional, what are some of the other things that you might encounter during the day?
It's very challenging, the community where we work at. We encounter behavior, so being there as a paraprofessional is important, and we let them know that they have someone they can talk to if they have any, they don't feel like themselves that day. We are the first, Crystal Lake is the first community partnership school in Polk County. And I think that's very important that we are part of it, because they also, bring a lot of resources that we can share with the community, and that's how we also connect with the parents, on the parent involvement nights. We also look into how the students are, feeling, if they are having a good experience at school, which is our job to make them feel comfortable at school so they can learn the subject areas that we want them to learn, and those achievements. We like to celebrate those achievements when they, when they do something good in their, academics.
You had mentioned about your daughter having medical problems, and recently you experienced it with another family member. You care, you have that that family background in you, and you instill it in your profession with the children. Talk about the pride that you take in doing that job and knowing that there are children there that have parents that worry about them, just like you worry about your child.
Yes, definitely. That's very important to me, that the parents feel like they have someone that speaks their language and someone they can come to if they feel like their children have any medical, issues or even anything they are worried about. We are open to listen to their concerns, and how to address them is our priority. It's our priority to, to have those needs, have them just feel comfortable coming to us to talk about their concerns, and we are happy to help them on whatever they need.
How long have you been at Crystal Lake? And tell me about your most memorable moment where teaching a child, where you reached that child and it was an aha moment for you.
Yes, well, I also support corrective reading classes, and I had a very challenging class last year in terms of behavior and academics, but I had this one child that at the beginning wouldn't, it's like the child, you said, this one is not gonna get it, no matter what we do. But at the end, when I started working this year with this same child, I had a different group. He had moved up a level. But when I saw him this year, he is reading fluently. Mm-hmm. I'm like, say, okay, it wasn't in vain. It wasn't, it was like a reward for me. It was very rewarding to see that he was able to, this time, read fluently. And like I said, don't give up. Don't give up on the child you think. You've been teaching that child like for a long time a concept. It'll come. Just don't give up on them. And, that was like an aha moment. Yes, finally, yes. I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
And it happened. Like, it made me very proud, and I tell him all the time, I'm very proud of you for what you have accomplished. Just keep it up. Yeah. It was worth it. It was worth it.
I've talked to a lot of the teachers, and I think the greatest story that all of them have shared with me is when they were notified that they were getting the award. It was a big surprise. Tell me about yours.
It was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting a lot of cameras and a lot of people around. It was truly a time of reflection to me, of things that I had done and also the things that I haven't done, because there's always room to improvement. Mm-hmm. And there's always room, to learn more about the community, how we can serve them better. And it's been a journey. Like I said, I've never done this before. But I'm glad I'm doing it. And like I said, I thank you for the opportunity. And it's been very, it's like a time of reflection for me to be better.
Got about 30 seconds left. I know that when you get to a position like this and are nominated for an award, it's not just you. It's your co-workers, it's your administrative staff, and it's even people in the kitchen and the custodial staff. Talk about the people that you'd like to recognize that helped you get this far.
Well, I would say my principal, Ms. Taveras, it was her first year. Also, when I started in Crystal Lake, it was her first year as a principal. And I thank her for her trust in me. And also, we have a very, it's a wonderful staff, really. When we come together, we accomplish great things.
I want to thank you for coming in today. Congratulations on the nomination. And I can't wait to hear more about the outstanding things that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
That's going to do it for our conversation with Enil Alvarado. We invite you to check out our talks with the other finalists and the entire Inspire Award show. You need more information? Go to polkschoolsfl.com or follow them on Facebook at Polk County Public Schools.